Are you ready for it? Are you ready for it? Baby, let the games begin. Let the games begin. Let the games begin now. Baby, let the games get out of my face. Get out of my face. I think that we are done now.
Well, John, with a vote like that for Team Gizmo, you don't need to get out of my face. That was Lee Richardson, Jonathan Murrell, and Tom Ford, and a bunch of other names that didn't quite get to list off there. But you know what it's time for? Uh-oh.
What's it time for?
You can hear them riding in. The unnecessary, unfounded, emotionally stunted opinions of people that we're going to take on as we've transformed into Mr. Morals and the powder keg of truth. Where did those names come from, Johnny?
I don't know. It might have come from one of our episodes.
Well, no,
later on, but,
I got,
yeah.
but who? What? Where? I mean, they're quite fitting.
They're wonderful.
Oh,
Well, they
on that-
came from me because I'm a genius. That's why.
Ooh, he's got some fighting words in him. Was that just an emotional bias
Yeah,
there,
let's-
or are you really a genius like you said I was the other day? Yeah, that's something you can't take back, because
Well-
you said that on the internet.
Do you have proof?
Yes, I do. I recorded it. Because I'm not
Damn.
stupid. Speaking of stupid, I think your book's stupid, because mine's better.
How dare you? How dare you call my book stupid? Well, I think your book is stupid, sir.
But you've never read my book, so that's like saying I don't like Guinness because I've never tried it. I've read your book.
I've tried Guinness, though. It's actually quite good. I love Guinness.
I don't mind Guinness extra cold. Actually, I've got Guinness on tap downstairs. Might go get one. What a breakfast that will be. But, oh dear, I think we both tangented there. Okay, well,
Yep. Well, I was
I'm going to
diverting you
explain
from
something.
your book,
No,
so, yeah.
shush your book nonsense. I'm going to say that mine is less dogmatic than yours.
Interesting. I suppose it would depend on what you would consider dogma.
Telling people that what's in the book should be lived by, like as a these people did this, so and so did this. You should live by these things. Cover that up. That's disgusting. Cover that up. That's disgusting.
Okay.
That's what I mean by dogmatic.
Yes, and when we're digging into your book, sir,
Mm.
are you not trying to make a point to people, pointing them to a certain reality like that you would like them to get on board with?
No,
You're lying.
I'm not lying. Would you like me to read a
That's
little bit from it, or is your fragile
That's exactly
little?
what you... Okay, you know what? Yes, I'd like to hear an episode.
Okay, well, I'll read these two important paragraphs. Humans have cognitive intelligence, but without a controlled emotional intelligence, assumptions causing biases to fit a narrative can easily have a result of 0, with no checking. So they just act on feelings and just irrationally behave. But to answer a question, that if 1 equals 0 equals 1, I'll need to get a cat and a box and a book on quantum mechanics. So, moving on from that, I can understand that might not make any sense, and that is partly true. And if one is to assume that there is only one right answer, one must look beyond the meaning of what they think it is.
Well,
Doesn't-
you know what? I have
Yep.
something for you here.
What do you have?
I have something for you. Can a corrupt throne be allied with you? A throne that brings on misery by its decrees. How is that, sir? Psalms 20.
Huh. Say that one more time.
I will. Can a corrupt throne be allied with you? A throne that brings on misery by its decrees. Like that book of yours.
Right, so I think I have
Right.
the answer to your question. And keep in mind that the answer to any question is always the answer, but you just might not be getting the answer that you wanted. And I'm going to tell you what to do with that book. Tear it up. This is Liliana Tani here on the Kindness Revolution Morning Show. We're being ridiculous in the war room. You're going to do as you're told and be a good Christian and tear that up, John?
How dare you? And yes, I will, because I'm a good Christian.
Doing as you're told, very dogmatic of you. It's very, very good. We are in the RRT war room where we basically talk a load of and have some fun. But the reason we do this is to look at different perspectives. Like, no one should be offended by this. And if they are, well, that's more about you than it is about us.
Yeah, you're taking it way too seriously.
Yeah, I mean, like, seriously, I'm pretty sure John's book doesn't have satire and tongue-in-cheek humor. Like, you have to take his book, not just with a grain of salt, a bucket of salt. Mine, you can have with a nice glass of wine or scotch and just have a think.
Actually, there's some very entertaining things in here. You'd be surprised.
No, I wouldn't
It
be.
even gets raunchy in areas.
See, how's that helpful? How's smutty, raunchy behavior gonna help anybody? Huh? Do you have an
because
answer
it
for that,
leads people
Mr.
it leads
Moles?
people to self. Yes, you know what? As a matter of fact, I do. All right. I will say it right here. You know.
Don't say
Let's
it.
go to. No. Let's go to Psalms 37. Right.
Mhm.
Consider the blameless, observe the upright, and a future awaits for those who seek peace.
So what
That's
you're
what
saying,
I have to say to-
okay, so what you're saying is you're trying to highlight the importance of recognizing the illusion of self and the interdependence of all things and the power of making skillful choices based on the realization of what is...
You know what? I believe we might be reading the same book, but written by someone else.
Ah, funny that.
Yeah,
So,
interesting,
all right,
isn't it?
well, then let's have a look at another thing for your book. Your book has a 3 into the 1 motif, does it not?
I would say that is correct.
Okay, so weirdly, mine has that too. But mine's more succinct because you don't have to worship anything. You're not having to give anything away
Yeah.
to do it. You don't have to go into a building once a week to do it. You can literally sit on the toilet all day and read this. Because, I mean, I literally sat on the toilet for days writing it. So it's probably the best place to read it. And read it. And then you can thread it.
Those are all good points with the... Thank you. Those are all good points with the exception of a few things. Number one, it actually specifically says in this book that you don't have to be in any kind of building to worship anything. And number two, worship is... It's basically an old word, but it wasn't the actual word. And the word was...
The
it
bird
had
was
much
the word
more
last time
to
I
do...
checked. Burr, burr, burr. Bird is
Yes,
the word.
well, it has much more to do with actually being in harmony with, that in which you seek. So it's, when you worship something, the problem is that this book has been taken by so many people and manipulated to their own liking and their own way of the way they would like you to behave.
Yes,
But
so
I think the people who
dogmatic.
originally...
So your book isn't as good as my book because nobody's tried to change my book because you can't. Because it just is.
Yes, but it just depends on your intelligence and how much you actually know about this book, its actual history and actual
Ooh, careful now. If it was actual
definitions
history,
from-
you'd find your book in the history section of a library, but you don't, do you?
Oh, you know what? That was just a low blow right there.
What? Because it was the truth.
Don't make me turn to Deuteronomy. I will get on that bad
Using
boy right
fancy
now.
words to get out of the fact that I truth bombed you like a solid powder keg, Mr. Morals, is not the way to go about it. Because quite frankly, good sir, as we leave the Read It, Read It, Thread It War Room for another day, I just don't need your approval. This is Haley Rowe here on the Kindness Revolution Morning Show. Nobody's changed the Bible, Sophie? Come on. King Henry VIII? James the First? There's so many people who've rewritten it.
Yes, so many people have rewritten the Bible, yes. And the original text doesn't even come close to what's in it now.
Who knows? Anyway, don't need your approval. It's just a fact.